Today I will be showing you how to set up the Tetra Whisper air pump. So this air pump box comes with the air pump and a control valve, as well as the instructions. But the extra things you will need to get is airline tubing and a check valve. First, connect one end of your airline tubing to the outlet that is on the air pump, and then somewhere along the airline tubing you can cut it. It doesn't really matter where. But now with the cut part, you can connect your check valve. So make sure the side of the check valve that says in is facing the air pump, and the side that says out is facing away from the air pump. So once the check valve is installed, cut the airline tubing again somewhere to place your air control valve. If you want less bubbles, you twist it in. If you want more bubbles, you twist it out, but not all the way out because then air will just escape. And then finally take the other end of your airline tubing and connect it to whatever you need the air for, like air stone, air wand, sponge filter. So that's how to set up a Tetra Whisper air pump. So now I'm going to answer a few common questions that I got on my old video of how to set up an air pump. And one of them was, does the air pump make any noise? So yes, it does make a vibrating noise, but it's definitely something you get used to. I can never hear it because the bubbles in my aquarium are actually louder than the air pump, so it's not dead silent, but it is still pretty quiet. It just makes a vibrating noise. Another question is, how come no bubbles are coming out of the air stone that you have? So one reason is the air control valve could be completely twisted shut, preventing any air from the air pump getting into the tank. 2, the tubing could be clogged somehow, maybe with water. 3, air could be exiting from somewhere on the tube. 4, your bubble wand or air stone might not be soaked in the water long enough for it to have softened up and opened the pores in which the air exits. Or 5, maybe your air pump isn't strong enough for the size bubble wand you have. Is a check valve necessary? Well, the purpose of a check valve is to stop water from getting into the air pump, and this can happen when you turn off your air pump. Water in the aquarium will suction up the tube and head towards the air pump, and the check valve will be there to stop the water from getting to the air pump. So yes, I'd say a check valve is necessary. Now for a little tip. If you are someone who needs to use a T-connector, like for example you want your air pump to provide for a sponge filter and also a bubble wand, then you will need to have it set up like so. So make sure the airline tubing that is connected to the air pump and check valve is attached to the bottom of the T-connector. Now you do not want the air control valve to also be on that line, because if it is, then the air will only go to the air stone that air can go through the easiest. In this example, air goes through this air stone more easily than through the air wand, and that is proven when I do in fact place the air control valve on that line that connects to the bottom of the T-connector. Now putting it back to the way it should be, which is having the air control valve be connected to the air line that goes to the air stone, that air passes through the easiest, I can now adjust the air by twisting the air controlling screw, and depending on which way I twist it, you can see the bubbles on the air stone and bubble wand become stronger on one and lighter on the other, or equal between them. With the air control valve on the wrong line, adjusting the bubbles like this would not be possible. If you are using a T-connector to connect 2 of the same sized air wands, for example, then you will need to figure out yourself where the air control valve will work best. But it probably still won't work on the direct air pump line. So hopefully this video was helpful. Let me know if it was by putting a like on this video, and thank you for watching.